You know, you look at this cabinetry, it's absolutely beautiful where it's not been damaged, and a real shame to have to tear it out. Questions then. What do we do? Rip it all out or work round it and preserve it?
Oh, welcome back. Sorry for the lack of videos. Sorry, but not sorry. It has been a tortuous couple of months. For those new to the channel, you might not realise we've been downsizing. We've been living in a big farmhouse in Lincolnshire, and we're aspiring to this dream of escaping the rat race and semi-retiring by living aboard a boat. But step one's been to downscale into this little bungalow here in West Wales. So we've had a bit of a tortuous time moving. If you've been following the journey, there's been a few more trials and tribulations added to the journey. The first trial and tribulation was the van broke down on us. Not once, not twice, but 3 times.
So the move-in's chaotic. My van, as you know, so we've just had to do some repairs. So look at this. Brake disc shattered, split in half. And on the other side, the drive shaft went. So I've had to replace the drive shaft. I've done it myself because there's nobody available for weeks. I don't know what's happened, but so I did that first and then did that. So it cost a fortune. I had to buy one of those, 36 mils. It's a monster. I had to buy loads of stuff to do it, but done. So that's scrap. And we can go back and get another load.
Found 20p, is that mine? It's going to be a pocket, hand cleaner.
Oh, that's my 20p.
So that was 2 of the 3 breakdowns. The brake disc, the drive shaft. The third breakdown I'll tell you about a little bit later.
Oh, Jesus. Another move day, but I don't know if you can hear me. I hope this is typical West Wales. Believe it or not, I think this is happening all over the country. Worse in Scotland. It's blowing an absolute hoolie, and we're doing some of this into that. So, trying to unpack our house into this little bungalow. God, it's hard work. Some boxes here. The house is already sitting a few inches lower in the ground. There's boxes everywhere. The issue is we just have too much stuff, and it's difficult to let go. You know, we've been thinking about this, and I think, I think sometimes we associate kind of success and progress through life with the items that we own, and you know, even though they don't bring you any happiness, you kind of feel as though you need to own them, and it's difficult to let go. And I think it's a hoarder mentality. I mean, I've got all sorts of stuff, and so has the wife. And we don't let it go because we might need it one day. But the truth is, we just drag it from house to house, and it doesn't actually improve our quality of living at all. My wife, Rachel, she's got tons of stuff, and it doesn't bring her any extra happiness because she doesn't use it. You know? And I've said, let's just keep the stuff that we use and get rid of the stuff that we don't use. But it's hard. You don't want to let go of it. And we've just accumulated tons of stuff that we never use. And we kind of associate that with success, but it's not success. You know, this is, it's a trap, you know, trapped by belongings. Anyway, just waiting for the washing machine to finish and doing washing. And so I can stick it in the tumble dryer, and then I'm going to go down to the storage unit and take a load of stuff there into storage. See you soon. So I'm in the storage unit near the marina, but not at the marina. So down in Milford Haven. So 3 units, as you know, 1 at the boat, 1 near the marina, 1 back at home in Lincoln. Oh, back in the old home in Lincoln, which we've got to sort out soon. But I've just come down here. I forgot what a mess it was. The last time I was here, I took the racking out, to kind of rush down to the other unit and to put it up in there. And I've left this place in a mess. I've now got a load of stuff that we're bringing from the other house I'm going to store here. It's kind of stuff that was in my garages and my office and things like that. I've got no room for it in the bungalow, so I'm going to try and get it in here. But what a mess. So I've got a few hours now tidying up. I thought it was just a nip down and dump the stuff, but here we go. It's also storm season, it seems. That storm Eowee, I don't know how you pronounce it. I've just seen it on all the messages. There's alerts going off all over the place. So another horrendous day. It's really windy here today. I've been told that's coming through. So storm after storm. Really challenging. I hope you guys on Serinda are okay. You're probably even more exposed than us. I don't know. But anyway, stop procrastinating, Sean. Get some work done. Look at my hair. Don't look at my hair. Where's my hat?
Whenever I'm with you, I am alright. There's something about the way you make me feel inside. I'm counting down the days till we fly away. Heading to the sun, only you and me. Don't wanna waste another day being stuck here in this place. No, I wanna hold your hand in mine, watch the sunset in your eyes. Baby, I want us to act like we are 22 right now. Just let go, lose control, play songs on the radio too loud. This could be magical. Whoa, whoa. This could be magical. Whoa.
Right, that's that. Still not the neatest for now, but definitely made more room. It's packed in. I haven't got more time to spend on the move. I've got to get to the other unit now to take some of the stuff from out of here that needs to be in the other unit and some of the stuff from home that needs to be in the other unit. And that's the unit at the side of the boat because that's more immediate boat stuff. Right, it's freezing cold. Let's get locked up. There she is. Windy. And into the unit. Right, let me stick you on here somewhere. And need to get a little bit sorted out. In this unit too. Right, be with you soon.
I spend right here with you. Yeah, you are the one who makes me feel as good as I do. Baby, I want us to act like we are 22 right now. Just let go, lose control, play songs on the radio too loud. This could be magical.
Right, a couple of things before we progress. First of all, apologies for the bunged up nose. I think I've caught a death of cold here in West Wales. But before we head back to Lincoln on the video, I just wanted to reach out and thank Motor Vessel Mon Ami. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I could be pronouncing it completely wrong. If I am, please reach out and I'll correct myself. But Motor Vessel Mon Ami, thank you very, very much for the awesome donation on our coffee account. All donations on coffee are going to steel. We're likely to be importing the steel from Holland that we're going to be using here to use a particular quality of steel, we believe. But this steel's expensive regardless. So we're actually using that money in our steel fund. So Motor Vessel Mon Ami, yeah, that's how it's pronounced. Thank you very much. Anyway, in the meanwhile, back to Lincoln again for another load to bring back to West Wales.
Right, nearly finished. Bit tired and exhausted. The man space, the garage. Still got work to do, but I've got to head back to Wales with the wife and the dogs because we're almost out of the house now. I've got to come back on my own and get finished. There's all sorts of little bits left. Old tumble dryer engine, spare engine for my motorbike. Log burner from Spain when we lived in Spain. Where's that there? Yeah. So, shattered. Absolutely shattered. Just about to take down the old windsock from the little airfield. It's in pretty shoddy condition. As you can see, I'm just going to go and chop it down, right. Oh dear, all work, no play. There's no two ways about it. There's something very eerie happening down here. That sun is warm. It's about 10 degrees. It's end of January down at the marina, and it's about 10 degrees. Boat in the background. There she is, nice and warm. So we're just down at the unit again. Just time to offload a door, which I'm going to use as a workbench. But we just got moved in yesterday. We officially kind of moved in, which wasn't really when we moved in. It's more when we moved out of the old place. But we're down here now. We're now Pembrokeshire residents. Let's get into this unit. So the idea is that work surface. Hopefully this door that's in here. Oh, look at it. See, remnants though of rain. That door, I'm hoping, will go on there as a more sturdy workbench, because I've got a few of these doors and they're bloody useful, but they also take up space. Looks a bit wide, but let's see how we go. Right, there it is. Squelch, squelch. Overhangs a bit, but solid. Those boards are much more solid than that MDF stuff that was on this racking. Good. That's a bit more of a solid workbench with a bit of space at the back for storage containers. So we'll get some shelving or something. That'll be great. Right then. Try and hide from the sun. You step out there, it's a bit bright. Anyway, 3 times I've been to this container. 3 times I've forgotten this. And this was a gift from Sandy. Sandy, thank you very much, mate. 3 trips and I kept forgetting it. Kept leaving it in the other car. So we can actually more securely lock up this container. It had a padlock on it, but not one of these security padlocks that's designed for a container. So once again, Sandy, cheers, mate. Thank you. It's going on now. There we go. All nice and secure. Under there, all fastened in. Right. Cool. So you've got to have your sunglasses on when you're out in sunny Lincolnshire. Why's the fat dude wearing these? Well, just trying out the plasma cutter, because you see this thing here. I'll show you when I get closer. This is an old trailer. It's got to go because I've only got about 2 days before we're out the house. And I got this old trailer where the tyre knackered on it, and I've got to try and cut it up, because I want to kind of salvage the steel, just for odd jobs, but I need to cut it up because I've got to get shut of it. It's littering up the land at the moment, and same with all the logs. I can get rid of this. So I'm just going to try out the new plasma nozzles. There we go. Right, let's see how we get on with the sunglasses. Sunny Lincolnshire. You don't know what you're missing. So, we've done it. Managed to cut that up. Take to the scrapyard. Problem I've got is, you see that? The van, the clutch is just gone. Went yesterday. It's bloody immobile. So I'm stranded with all this scrap. I've had to hire a van. The problem with the van is, it's not allowed in the local refuge centre because they have rules about the domestic waste that you pay to dispose, to get disposed. They've got rules, stops you from disposing of it. Well, anyway, struggle now. I don't know what I'm going to do with all this scrap. Well, we'll figure it out.
So, the clutch went on the van, which left me in quite a quandary, because not only did I have issues with disposing of stuff at the local tip, because they wouldn't take the hire van that I'd hired, but also I wasn't able to get stuff back to West Wales again, and we still had a load of stuff that we needed to get rid of. So I had to hire a 4th container. So we've now got 4 containers. I've got 2 in Lincoln and I've got 2 in West Wales. But we had to hire the container to be able to move stuff out of the house because I had a deadline. Anyway, the next problem was what to do with the steel. So I stuck it on Facebook, and by some miracle, somebody decided they wanted it and they came and fetched it and stuck it in the back of an estate car. But we hadn't finished with the problems yet. You see, I had another issue. I had an issue with sheds, and one of the sheds I'd managed to sell on Facebook, but the other one we'd put on Facebook. We'd been stood in our garden for 5 years, and the day after we put it on Facebook, that storm came through. Storm Ewan, is it? Whatever you call it. But the storm came through, and one day after posting it on Facebook, this is what happened.
It's completely gone. Just noticed it just now, or Jamie did. So it must have gone in night last night because it was up when we were packing the van. There's roof over there, there's a side, and that must be some kind of side.
So now I was left with a pile of wood. I didn't quite know what to do with it because the intention had been to take that to the local recycling centre in the van. And of course, the clutch had gone on the van, and the hire van, as with the steel, wasn't allowed in the refuge centre. So I was a little bit scuppered. So out of desperation, I decided to try again on Facebook. I advertised it for free, and to my surprise, somebody came along and took it. Oat for note, my mother would have said. Mother, oat for note. But anyway, it went.
Seems like forever we've been here. Let's lock the car up. And we're about to go aboard for the first time in a while we've been moving. Gatekeeper opening the gate. Can't you get it open?
Might go past his post.
It won't. I'll do it then. Okay, let's get in. Welcome aboard. First time aboard for a while. Oh, it smells dank and damp. Right, we're here, and just some bits to do today. Nothing major, but I need your help with something. It's the main reason I'm posting this video. Let me show you. Right, aboard we are. Okay, so I've got a couple of bits to do, but we've got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do this year. But we're going to be starting in the back. Now, light permitting, let me just put the keys there. Light permitting. Let me show you the problem. Ah, that's the problem, it's too dark. Oh, let's just open these curtains. Now, as you know, if you can see, this is the stern of the boat. We removed that back paddling because it had been ruined by the leaking hatch. And what we do know is that the majority of the rot in the hull is here at the stern. The front, the bow, it gets much better, but it's here at the stern and under the gunnels and the edges of the profile of the hull. That's the main problem, which is kind of down here behind these. Now, initially, when we came on, if you look at this is the original woodwork, and with the exception of the places where we've cut it out, this woodwork is in exceptional condition, because this boat, when she was abandoned, was in beautiful condition. And a lot of this is kind of beautiful. Now, the problem I've got is when we first decided to take on this project, we looked at a lot of this teak work and a lot of the cabinetry and thought, you know what, there's not much to do. Most of the work is the hull. A lot of this is all in situ, is in really good condition, is really solid. We don't need to touch that. And I've been trying to preserve it. It's the same with the bed. The bed's fine here at the front. We had some damage at the back and some rot in these bedside tables. But if I really want to get to the hull, I need to remove the cabinetry. But I'm not much of a carpenter, although, you know, it's a skill I'm prepared to learn. So I've got two choices. I either work around this cabinetry, which basically means guessing and not being able to paint certain areas and maybe cutting access panels out from below in the hull and then welding them back up, or we remove the cabinetry. And I'm in a bit of a quandary over which to do. I could just try the aft cabin. I mean, we were thinking about doing this in other areas of the boat too. We could just do the aft cabin and see how it goes, or we could work round it, try and do as much of the steel work by getting under the floors and things like that as we can without doing that. So that's where you come in. You come into the equation. Is what's your thoughts? We can rafe all this cabinetry out, get this back to steel, all like this in the back, properly then rub this down, treat it, paint it with the right stuff, inspect all the rot, welding new panels from the inside as well as the outside, because welding from the inside first and then the outside is much easier for somebody like me, who's, you know, kind of a novice welder really, than welding just from the outside, which requires skills, more skills than I've got. So, what do you think? You know, you look at this cabinetry, it's absolutely beautiful where it's not been damaged, and a real shame to have to tear it out. I could try and remove it and put it back in, but there is another part of the equation, and that's the wife doesn't like this dark stuff. Rachel does not like dark cabinetry, even though she recognises this is in beautiful condition and some lovely grain in there, and she doesn't like dark cabinetry. And the opportunity to replace this with the light stuff is eating at my wife's heart too. So, questions then. What do we do? Rip it all out, or work round it and preserve it? Same could go for up here too. You know, we could literally rip out this galley. The galley isn't so hot. A lot of the cabinetry is okay. Some of the cabinetry is not. And we could just tear all this out and get to the back of it. I mean, we could basically, apart from the bulkheads, rip everything out. Right. Decisions. That's a bigger job, but there's part of me that thinks, well, it'll be done right. Why? Why is there a pair of underpants under the boat? They just appeared. Better go and ask the wife.
Right, so quite the decision to make. So please do leave me your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I am interested to find out what you think the right thing to do is, whether it's to rip out all that beautiful cabinetry and get to the steel and do it properly, or whether to try and work around it. So I am interested in trying to find out what you hear. Anyway, we are moved now. we're now officially living in West Wales, so we can now apply more of our time and give more attention to doing the renovations on the boat. I know we've had quite a bit of criticism saying that we don't actually do much work on the boat, but you've got to realise that we're investing very, very heavily in this boat, not just with money, but with our lives and our time. You know, we've gone through a whole process of moving house and trying to downscale so that we're better in a position to spend more time on the boat and to be able to bring you more content at the same time. So thank you to everybody that supports this channel, whether it's through Ko-fi, whether it's by subscribing, or whether it's just watching the videos. Thank you to one and every one of you. If you do like the video, give it a thumbs up. Please do hit the subscribe button. It does help, apparently. And until the next video, thanks for watching. Bye for now.